welcome to the Cultivation Podcast. I'm your host, Tom Hamill. Today we are talking about cultivating opportunities and what that looks like, what that feels like, and how we can train our brain to see them and to seize them. So, let's get into it. Cultivating opportunities. There is this effect, it's called the RAS effect, right? Or the RAS function of our brains. It stands for reticular, I've got cheat sheets right here, by the way, because I'm not that smart, but it's called the reticular activating system, and it's this crazy phenomenon that our brain begins to look for things it knows, right? And so here's what it essentially means. It acts like the bodyguard to our brains. There's so much information that we are surrounded by, whether that's audio information, visual information, right? All the information is bombarding our brain, and to save our brain from overload, the RAS kicks in and says, that is useless information. Now, how do you leverage that to cultivate opportunities is you train your brain to say, look for opportunities, seize opportunities. You are rewarded by opportunities that can release chemicals in your brain. It triggers things, it fires things, and it's looking for those. Have you ever come across someone who seems to always be finding I don't know where I learned how to talk. They always seem to find opportunities. They like fall in their lap out of the sky. But opportunities don't fall out of the sky. Our brains are trained to look for them. Here's where you probably have seen this effect the most in your life. If you've ever purchased like a new vehicle, a new car, or new to you car, and you've never seen one with that color or that style, then you purchase this car and suddenly your brain is rewarded, right? When you purchase that thing, it rewards your brain, and now you start seeing those things everywhere. That's the RAS effect saying, I'm rewarded by taking that in to my brain, that data, that information. And then every time you see it, you get a little excited. You see one that's slightly different. Maybe it's got some features or some accessories that you don't like. And so then there is this confirmation bias of, yes, my brain is rewarded. He gets excited when he sees this, or she gets excited when she sees those. And it could be a pair of shoes. It could be some makeup. It could be a dress. It could be a car. What I'm saying is that we can train our brains to trigger the same way when it comes to opportunities. Whether that is business opportunities, job opportunities, relationship opportunities, community opportunities, growth opportunities, we can train our brains to say, oh, he's rewarded by that opportunity, and seizing them, and you start to look for them and you find them, and then our brain says, yes, he likes that. It releases the dopamine in our brain, right? That's the chemical that kind of gets us high and energetic when we do something we like, whether that's an addiction or celebration, that sort of thing. It's why people are addicted to gambling or spending money or any of those kinds of things. It's releasing that dopamine in your brain, right? And this is a reward that you get when you find those opportunities, you seize those opportunities, you take a hold of those opportunities. So how is it that you could set yourself up to start cultivating the opportunities that you've put, whether it's on a dream board or on a goal sheet or something that you want to achieve in your life? Well, I've got a couple of things for you. Number one that I wrote here down on my little cheat sheet is start saving for them. If opportunities are going to take a little bit of investment or a little bit of a resource, whatever that is, whether it's big or small, start saving a little bit here, a little bit there. Your brain will subconsciously know, oh, hey, I've got $100 sitting in a bank account or a piggy bank just for seizing an opportunity. So if your brain knows, hey, he's saving, she's saving, or preparing for an opportunity, it gives your mind permission to look for opportunities. Typically, what we do is we talk ourselves out of finding opportunities. Oh, I'll never find an opportunity like he does. I'll never find an opportunity like she does. I'll never get a chance to do. I'll never get a chance to be. And it starts convincing our brain to shut out opportunities as useless information since they're not for us. You start taking an action like saving, like preparing, like getting things ready for an opportunity. It starts to convince your mind. A lot of this is in our mind. It starts to convince our mind. Opportunities are possible. Opportunities are available. Start looking for them because you're prepared to seize them in the moment. Just that act of taking action, again, whether it's saving something, preparing something, getting ready for something, it gives your brain permission to start looking for those opportunities. Again, starts cultivating those opportunities. Opportunities in our life is not about how big, how outlandish, how elaborate they are. Even little opportunities, you start to seize them. Your brain, your mind starts getting addicted to those. And so it starts to trigger. You start to think different and see things different. Even just the little things. Think about this. Think about a small purchase you made. It could be your favorite beverage. Whether it's a soda, it doesn't matter what it is. Your brain starts looking for that kind of soda or that kind of beverage everywhere. And you start to notice when other people have that beverage. Now, you might be going, Tom, what are you talking about opportunities in a beverage? What I'm talking about is the way to cultivate opportunities is to retrain your brain. And there's little things that can engage or retrain our brains for these opportunities. Not just the big opportunities. Don't set yourself up for fail that opportunities only matter when they're large. Whether it's that big payout, that big house, that big purchase, that big job, that big thing, right? And we go, oh, that'll never happen because it's too big. Well, look for the small ones, and then suddenly they start to grow and grow and grow and grow, and you are functioning in and operating in the big opportunities because you trained your brain and your mind to start seizing and seeing the small one. Every opportunity you take a hold of, this is one thing I wrote in my notes, every opportunity you take a hold of stretches you, opens more possibilities to your mind so that you make progress and you start recalibrating your brain to look for more. Here's the other thing. Seize opportunities. Sometimes we let fear hold us back. Sometimes we let too much risk and being risk averse hold us back from seizing opportunity. I'm challenging you. Be a risk taker. Now be smart about it. Don't overextend. Don't over risk. Don't overextend yourself, right? But take the small opportunities and you'll start to see, ooh, the more little opportunities I take, the more I start to see, the more I start to measure, the more my brain starts to go, ooh, that's a good opportunity. That's a bad opportunity, right? And you start to train your brain. The more you take a hold of, the more you start to seize them. Again, it's like that new car or new to you car syndrome. When you take a hold of it, your brain immediately says, yes, look for that. That's good. That's possible. That's allowed. That's celebrated. And your brain starts to look for them. So I challenge you, seize them. The more opportunities you take a hold of and start to implement in your life, the more your brain will be programmed to look for them, and you get addicted to possibilities instead of being stuck in your limitations. I wrote that down because I was like, whoa, this is a powerful thought. We get so stuck in our limitations that we fail to seize our opportunities or the possibilities that are in front of us. Let me just pause right here for this moment and say this. In life, we get what we're looking for. And this is the Ra's at full effect, in full engagement. Our brains, we train them over time and over success to get what we're looking for. For example, if you're looking for something good, you're going to find something good. Whether that's in an opportunity, whether that's in a person, whether that's in a situation. But if you are constantly looking at things from a negative perspective, you're waiting for the shoe to drop, you're waiting for that person to fail, that person to have for something to not be as good as it seems, right? If you're constantly suspicious and you're looking for the negative, the Ra's effect seeks those negative things out and finds them. If you're constantly filled with disappointment, if you're constantly filled with things, yep, I knew that was going to happen. I knew it wasn't going to be as good, right? This is the Ra's effect, training your brain to look for and to seize the negative things. I'm talking about when it comes to cultivating opportunities, retraining your brain to look for the good, to look for the positive. Listen, there's not more bad than there is good. There's not more good than there is bad. It's what is our mind looking for and what are we seizing? What are we making out of it? Because this is the way we're seeing things. I've had bad situations, bad things happen to me, and I turned them into good because I was looking for the good or the possibilities within those opportunities. And so you go, oh, man, here's a flat tire. But in the midst of the flat tire, maybe this is an opportunity to have a great conversation and build your community. Maybe this is an opportunity to seize, to cultivate in your life with a new connection, which would open up new opportunities, new possibilities, new relationships, and new things come your direction because you're seizing them rather than being limited by them, right? And so even in the bad stuff, if you can train your brain to use the Roz effect, right? This Roz system, if you will, if you can train your brain to do that, even in the midst of chaos, even in the midst of things falling apart, you go, let's find the good. Let's find the opportunity. Let's find the possibilities in this. And you'll notice, one, you're going to start having a better outlook on life. You're going to be more attractive personality. People are going to come around you. More opportunities are going to come your way. And you're going to start turning things positive more quickly rather than being sabotaged by the limitations. You're going to be energized by the possibilities, right? And so much of this, all of this, I'm talking about what takes place in our minds as far as cultivating opportunities. Next thing, when it comes to cultivating opportunities, you've got to share them. Now, this might seem really silly, counterintuitive. You're telling me, Tom, that if I give away more opportunities, I'm going to find more opportunities? Yes, that's what I'm telling you. The more opportunities you make available to others, the more they will make available to you. Now, this is not talking about working from selfish ambition or a self-centered perspective. When you're genuinely trying to match people's gifts, strengths, talents, desires, goals, dreams, and you're saying, oh, this is exactly what this guy's been looking for. This is exactly what she's been looking for. And you start sharing opportunities with others, guess what happens? They start finding and hunting opportunities for you. They start to look for them. Oh, I heard you talking about this. Would you like that? I heard you looking for this. Let me just give you a personal story on this. Some of you may know this. Many of you are my friends and you're following because you're following out of obligation. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I appreciate your loyalty. So some of you know this story already. If you're new to me and to the Cultivation podcast, hopefully you find this humorous. But I have a shoe addiction. Actually, I should quantify this. It's not really a shoe addiction. It's a Converse addiction. That's what I have. And my go-to of choice is leather chucks. It's what I like. Yep. In the words of Bruno Mars, it's what I like. Leather chucks. There's one particular color. It's the unicorn color. I've yet to find it. I've ordered it online a couple of times, and then I get the terrifying, the horrible email back saying, sorry, Mr. Hamill, that shoe no longer exists. It's out of stock. I'm telling you, friends, cultivation community, it's the unicorn shoe. Here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Carolina blue leather. I found them in canvas. I don't want canvas. I want a leather chuck, right? I don't care if it's high top. I don't care if it's low top. But I've shared this story because currently I have more Converse than I have feet, right? And so I have a lot more than I care to admit. I'm just working through my stuff, right? But I don't have that Carolina blue, that sky blue leather Converse. I'm looking for it. So here's what happens. Because I have amazing friends that are around me, they are constantly texting me images. Hey, I found these at this store or that store. What size are you? What's that, blah, 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 this sort of thing. And I have people, because we've talked about this now, their Roz effect is in effect. And so they're looking for the opportunity of shoes for me. Why? Because I've shared this with people. Now I've shared it with you. Now you're going to be on the hunt for leather Converse that are Carolina blue. Maybe I'll get a special edition at some point. That would be amazing. Here's the point. When you share opportunities with people, they go on the hunt. They go shopping for opportunities for you. Why is it that some people just seem to land opportunities after opportunities, deals after deals, circumstances after circumstances? Their brain is looking for them, and they've shared opportunities with others, and so now others are looking for their opportunity to share with you, right? And so it's this whole effect, it's this whole powerful thing of building community, cultivating opportunities in your life. Now, I've been pretty vague about what opportunities are because I don't know what your goals are. I don't know what your dreams are. I don't know what your future self looks like. So part of writing down a dream board, part of writing out your goals, part of all of that exercise, which we've done these talks, these episodes on that. If you haven't seen those or listened to those, go back and watch those episodes. Go back and listen to those episodes, right? You do that because those exercises start triggering that Roz effect, start cultivating those opportunities where you start looking for them. You start believing they're coming. You start making them happen and moving towards and activating the action that it takes to seize and to see those opportunities come to pass in your life. Listen, don't be bound by limitations. Rather, start cultivating the possibilities, start seeing them and seizing them and knowing that they're available for you. They're not just passing you by, but you're going to grab a hold of them. And as you take a hold of them, more opportunities will come. It's the cultivating opportunities effect. I'm coining that phrase right now. The Roz effect of our brain. I'm fascinated by it. I nerd out by it. I get it. No problem. But I promise you, it works. It's how we cultivate opportunities. Hey, thanks for watching today or listening. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Look us up on social media. We engage. We want to hear your stories. We want to hear about your opportunities. We want to hear about opportunities you've seized. We want to hear your cultivation story and journey. So again, put it in the comments. Put it in the our feeds. We're on all the platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. What's the other one? Twitter, right? At Tom Hamill. You can find us there. TomHammel. Again, cultivating opportunities. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of the cultivation community. Thanks for checking us out today on the Cultivation Podcast. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the incredible content that's coming your way. Also, in the comment thread below, be sure to put your comments, your feedback, your story. We want to hear that. We want to hear from you. We read those. We respond to those. We journey together in this cultivated life.